Star quality. I got it. I got this. You got it. You got it. My chart says so. Look at me go. Sun, moon, rising. It's all about time. It's all about time. Earthlings. What's it all mean? What's it all mean? Star quality.
What's it all mean? What's it all mean? Mean.
Star quality.
No, dude, really, what does it all mean?
Star quality. I got it. You got it. You got it. Star quality. Star quality. What's up, Star Party people? It is I, your astrologer Stevie, back with another episode of Star Quality, and we are going to dive into this Aries full moon. So this is our first full moon since the eclipses, and so this is a time when not every astrologer, but I would say the majority would say that this is the official end of the eclipse season reign. Basically, that new moon and full moons, including eclipses, are those markers. And until we have that next non-eclipse full moon or new moon, whatever way the timing goes, this is, we're still in that stew, basically. So even though we last had the Virgo new moon solar eclipse on September 21st, and that was like, okay, it's the last eclipse. Technically, energetically, we can feel eclipses for up to 2 weeks before and after. So basically, end of August, all of September, early Oct was really eclipsey. My God. So I feel like I've lived like an entirely different life since the eclipses. And I am really looking forward to this full moon that we're under, even though I'll dig into maybe I'm dealing with something and I'm wondering if it's related to the full moon. Anyways, not that the planets like cause things, but they back to why we even do astrology. The Aries full moon is not going to make anything happen, right? Or this is the cause, but it's just the ripe ingredients, the right environment for maybe certain things to go one way or another that influences the actions of us here on Earth, since we are sensitive creatures that do respond to the moon especially, but then all the rest of the planets. So if you're new here, hi. If you have been around the block, welcome back. Star Quality is a podcast and newsletter where I dive into all things astro. So if you would like to support the podcast and newsletter, this is an independent, user-supported platform. So you know what? Why not cancel one of your shitty subscriptions and sign up for the third space here over on Star Quality. So this is all hosted through Substack, starquality.substack.com. You can listen wherever you get your podcasts and things. I'd love if you follow me too on socials, if you don't mind. We're bringing socials back. We're bringing socials back. Yep. Who cares? I try to have fun on the internet. I'm an 11th house stellium. I'm just trying to have some fun on the net. It's sort of how I feel like about the United States. Like when I start to ponder leaving, which not out of the realm of possibility, I'm like, wait, no, you guys leave, like the shitty asshole racists, etc. And that's how I feel about the internet. It's like, wait, why did this get bad? Get it back. Get it back to whence it came. It's like, does anyone know anyone at MySpace? Did we know any brand partners at MySpace? I would love to be their ambassador. I would love to kick off the resurgence of MySpace. Like, I want a web portal where you could like have all the podcast episodes and I could code it and have like scrolling pictures and blingy text. Like, I'm just kind of ready for the MySpace resurgence. So if anyone can get me in touch, I think Tom probably sold it. Anywho, why did I start talking about this? Right, the internet platforms, why we're here, what we're doing. If you would love to join my online community, it's 333 recording time for me just now. We're called the third space, and then you'll have access to all the paywall content. The weekly horoscopes, Mondays and Tuesdays days are always available for all, and Wednesdays where the paywall starts. And the chat room is only for subscribers. Still getting a hang of the Substack chat room, not gonna lie. But now I don't have to start the prompts. Anyone who is a paid supporter can start a prompt. So feel free to start conversations there in there, guys. Everyone in there is cool. I'm just going to say everyone in there is super cool. I will also chalk this up to my 11th house stellium in my career in astrology and podcasting. I've just always had the coolest supporters, listeners, and I've had folks make friends in real life from platforms that I've been the community leader of. So just saying, your future best friend might be in this chat room. So come on in, dive in, start the convos. I want to hear from you. Astrology is a social sport. Astrology is a social science, and your takes on the Aries full moon is just as valid as anything I'm going to say, and might even be better. You know, who knows? I think everyone should, if you feel the urge to speak and to share, do it. Especially, my God, as we're in a time where First Amendment rights and what we can and cannot say, and again, freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom of consequences, and the Uranus and Gemini of it all, being able to use your voice and also support independent people is super important. So for $7.77 a month for buying me an iced latte where I can tip the barista, you will fuel me with caffeine and I will give you back episodes and things. So yeah, and I take requests. So if there's anything you really would like a topic on, I'm hoping to put out more evergreen topic things in 2026. Truth be told, I'm back to working like a full-time like pedestrian job. Shout out to my pedestrians. I'm back to working like I'm a freelancer still, but I have like more of a full-time engagement of late. So yeah, this is a real labor of love. I'm doing this in the eves and the weekends, in the mornings before work. So yeah, shout out. Sometime, astrologers are regular people as well. But okay, this is what I'll get into of when I was hinting at I'm going through something weird. I just did readings at a really nice resort, which I'm going to go back and I'll be posting about on Instagram. So check it out. I like almost feel like evil eye, like don't want to talk too much about it right now, only because I'm freshly in this thing which feels very Aries. I'm also an Aries moon natally, so I'm like, fuck. But I did this reading at this really like nice luxury resort, and I had no idea at the time. It was during dusk. My body, you guys, I mean, do I put this photo in the chat? If you want, if 5 people ask in the chat for this photo, I will send you a photo of my body. I'm covered in welts, like I've never been bitten before. Actually, I have like a photo of me from my hippie raver days when I had I think I counted over 100 mosquito bites on my legs because I didn't have any bug spray. I believe I got bit by these things called no-see-ums. Like they're literally called like no-see-ums, like you don't see them. Guys, I have like a swollen lymph node in my armpit from it now. I'm like having like an allergic reaction. It is not good. Of course, I'm like psyching myself out mentally as well. So Samir, I don't ask for thoughts and prayers, and I know it sounds like I'm a baby complaining about bug bites. Like, ow, fuck, I just like hit one on accident. Shit. I'm just like covered. Thankfully and weirdly, not on like my face or chest or not too much on the arms, just a little bit, but like my ribs, low upper butt, boobs, dude, I was wearing like a light flowy dress, so I don't know how the fuck they got in there, but they got in there, had no idea at the time. Come home. Me and my husband are also celebrating our 3-year wedding anniversary, so say congrats to me and Pablo, to your mom and dad. And we're getting ready to celebrate our anniversary, and Pablo's just like, Jesus, like you look like you were bitten up like a million fleas. Like at first we thought we had bed bugs or something, and I was like, oh no, I was working outside at dusk, which is when bugs attack you. So yeah, I have this Aries moon. Mine's at 2 degrees, this Aries moon for the full moon, which I'll get into the whole full moon chart. Just you wait. This Aries full moon chart is happening at, where did my freaking chart go? At 14 degrees of Aries. So this was in my 10th house, which is funny because I was out doing a career thing. And then it's squaring my natal Saturn and Neptune in Capricorn in the 6th house of like motherfucking health and, Aries is connected to skin, and I've had the skin stuff with Aries Moon things. Just it's related. So anywho, fun times. Yeah, if 5 people request these bumpy photos, I'll send it to the chat. That's the intimacy you are paying for and getting back, baby. So I'm going to dig into this Aries full moon that is happening on October 6, 2025 at 8:47 p.m. Pacific time. Adjust for your time zone. And I'll go over all of the aspects that are happening in the chart. The real juicy juice is that Mercury has moved into Scorpio earlier in the day. So we'll talk about that. So much of this is connected to truth telling and honesty, radical honesty. God, it was even coming up in like the readings I was doing yesterday. Oh yeah, if you want a one-on-one reading, honestly, at this point, just email me. My schedule has been too packed. I don't know if I'm going to have the calendar wide release yet. So please just individually reach out, stevie@stevies.world, or follow me on Instagram, spaghetti_witch, TikTok, spaghetti_witch. If you're here, you will know how to find me. It's all in the show notes too. But yeah, I've had these notes for this Aries full moon because it's the first one since the eclipse. And it's just been all the message that keeps coming to me is popping the energetic bubble, popping the energetic bubble, popping the energetic bubble. And now I have fucking pussy welts. And I am not going to pop those bubbles. They're not energetic. They are very physical. And yeah, so that just felt odd. I was oh, did I weird reverse osmosis manifest this? I don't think so. I think it's just I wore a fucking flowy dress and no bug spray and was in a desert oasis swampy situation. But it hurts and it's stressful. Okay. So anyways, also what's major with this energetic bubble popping release, and full moons are all about release, is this full moon in Aries is also our first full moon in Aries since we've wrapped up the eclipse cycle with Aries and Libra. We had our last eclipse moment in the Aries-Libra cycle for now back in March. That was March 29th, 2025. So earlier this year, which feels like a absolute lifetime ago. I encourage you when you hear these dates, I know some astrologers love to be what were you doing 600 years ago? And I'm always I don't know. But this is why I take a ton of photos because now I want to type in March 29th, 2025. I'm what was I doing? What was even my vibe and moment then? Wow. Also kind of health related. I look so depressed. I just had my skin cancer biopsy and was healing from that. And had this big mark on my face and was feeling, which is so Aries. The Aries is the face and our front facing forward, kind of clear eyed ahead. And yeah, I just look obviously happy to not have it be cancer. But at the time, also living in this sort of unknown mystery space. Also, Pablo bought his first pair of blue jeans. Hilarious. The little moments that take us back, right? So maybe look in your phone or your journal or whatever you have to look back at your life archive. But as a refresher, full moons are when we have the sun and moon in opposition to each other. It's when full moons cast the most light so we can see everything and also see what maybe should remain and what should take a hike. So Aries and Libra naturally are about self, Aries, and other with Libra. Aries is our first sign. It gets us back in touch with who we are. And I really do enjoy, as an Aries moon, as an Aries lover, especially the women, I love an Aries woman. What I love about Aries energy is there is a simplicity, there's ease. And I don't mean this in any insults. Aries have a simpleness that is straightforward. I jokingly call it goldfish brain. It's very present, painfully present. Very what's in front of me is what's in front of me, and why would I care about anything else? Where Libra is seeing everything and weighing all the sides and is very diplomatic and is thinking about how will this affect that person and what would they think of me if I said this, and actually I see their point of view and blah, blah, blah. This feels really fitting coming off the heels of, and yeah, let's talk about it, the Taylor Swift Life of a Showgirl. Again, disclaimer, if you're I don't want to hear, I don't care, feel free to skip ahead. I wouldn't even put myself typically in the hater bucket. I do probably lean hater of Taylor Swift, but there's some songs I like. I like I liked the I'm the Problem. There's some 1989 songs I get down with. Like, I'm not a full-fledged, like, no, nothing she makes, it's all trash. Like, no, I'm not in that camp. Do I stan? No. Have I been to the Aries store? No. Would never. Couldn't catch me there. But I like when people have fun. I don't ever want to yuck anyone's yum. But what I will talk about is her diss track to Charli XCX. Y'all know I'm an angel. Y'all know I'm a stan. Y'all know I'm in there. We love. Here's the thing. Because Taylor put out Actually Romantic. Charli had the song Everything is Romantic. There's clear, pointed lyrics at Charli in this song being like, you know, whatever. And then I saw the video of her from her movie explaining it even further and doubling down. I was like, okay. And I won't dive too deeply into it. This is more to say the point with Aries and conflict and this building conflict we've been in, you know, especially in American society. Like, things are tense right now. Things are not chill. Things are just, the eclipses intensified the tension. Obviously, Charlie Kirk getting murdered was like, okay, like, damn, like, things are extreme right now. And thinking about this song and also the release of the album was just not great astrologically, which we still have this in this chart a little bit, is the South Node with Venus. I would never release a project with that transit. My God. If you're like, why? Well, first of all, Venus in Virgo is already having a tough time. It's very particular. There's a lot of expectation, especially for her fans. And Virgo Venus, too, on its positive side, exemplifies excellency and details and research. Like, didn't really seem to be any of that. And then the South Node is where we release. It's not a place of building. It's a place of like going backwards or like relying on old tricks. Oh my God, that feels so connected. Also, like Taylor, it's like, this is already going to be like the number one selling thing of all time. And I'd say most of her fans would not rank this as her top work. Now, getting back to like the diss track of it all, why I want to talk about this, because I think it just relates to life and, you know, bigger zoomed out macro things, is Aries associated with, you know, war, conflict, anger, aggression, desire in some ways, sexuality, Marsy stuff. I think what also just did not work for Taylor, and I've done podcasts about Taylor Swift and astrology related and all this is what we call punching down. We're not punching up in this. Punching down means cheap shots, gotcha. It leans in the mean girl, Regina George bullying zone. Because with Sympathy as a Knife, first of all, we still don't even fully know if it's about Taylor or FKA Twigs. They both dated Matt Healy. And Sympathy as a Knife, Charli's song, fully represents Charli's insecurities. Like, I don't need to, like, there's like 900 TikToks already explaining all of this. So if you really want to dive deeper, go check that out. I just want to talk about the astrology of conflict, because Aries, there is going to be conflict. And with Mercury and Scorpio, honey, the secrets, the resentments, the buildups, the disappointment, this is coming out because the eclipse was like wringing it like a rag. And now is the time to vocalize it. And if you're not doing it this week, there's just no way it's not. Things that are frustrating aren't going to come up. If not this week, then probably next week when Mercury and Mars join together in Scorpio. We will see what happens then. I just need to get the exact definition of punching down. And this is from Cambridge's dictionary. And the idea of punching down is to attack or criticize someone who is in a worse or less powerful position than you. There's the key distinguisher, because also with Charli and Brat, even if we qualified her song as a diss track, which it wasn't. I mean, was it a little resenty? Was it like lightly hater? Sure. Like, I'm not going to be like, it was not a diss track. Like, it's like not a diss track, because when we think about like diss track in rap music, it's like, hey, you, that exact person. And she did not do that. There's a lot of ambiguity, and it's centered around her feelings. And at the same time, Charli's finally culturally breaking through with Brat. This is like a changing pivotal moment where Taylor is a billionaire. There's no ethical billionaires, and is one of the most mainstream successful artists of all time, financially and numerically successful. But Charli, I saw Ben Lee. It was nice to see his face, throwback indie boy on TikTok, saying like, and Charli has been this creative powerhouse and people are watching her. She is setting the tone for culture, even if she doesn't have the same numbers as Taylor. But this is all new, right? This is all new. But yeah, punching down is attacking or criticizing someone who is in a worse or less powerful position than you. Comedians can do this. They tend to do this. And this is why they aren't successful. If a comedian punches down, like they're making fun of people, yeah, like just below, when you make someone that is the literal underdog below you, quote below you, maybe didn't have the same circumstances as you or opportunities or whatever. Like Dave Chappelle's constantly punching down on trans people because of his own insecurities, obviously, and obsession. And why those obsessions are there, I'm sure one day will be revealed. But I don't need the Swifties to come at me. I don't care about Taylor enough, and you won't change my mind. Like that, I don't want a discussion because there's nothing to discuss. It's punching down. She called her a dog. Taylor called Charli a chihuahua barking from a purse. Like, it's just mean. It's not clever. It's just snotty. Ugh. So in all of this, the astrology is a reminder that Aries, it's like, we want a good, clean fight. Like, this was her chance maybe to write something interesting and return. Also, actually, what would have been maybe the most interesting, and maybe this happened, I doubt it, is if she heard Sympathy's a Knife, goes, wait, is this about me? Calls Charli and is like, I'm going to make a reply, or let's make something together a la Girl So Confusing with Lorde. That didn't happen. That would have been cool. And I do think culturally, in a world that is so on fire with fighting and aggression and authoritarianism and racism and just all the isms that are bad, it's like, no. We want the girls to heal. Like, the girl infighting with the girls is just like, it's not fun. She's giving Nicki Minaj. Okay, anyways, let me get back into this full moon because, geez, I obviously had to talk about this. I'm like, I love a pop culture. This moon and sun are not aspected by any other planets. The moon is only in opposition to Libra. Libra sun is only in opposition to the moon. So they're not getting any aspects from any other planets. And when I see that in a lunation chart, this feels so really, really about the Aries and Libra, the identity and the subconscious alone. Even right now, I don't think this is a moment to really, like, if you can wait a beat for these tougher conversations. I mean, maybe that is a good use of Mercury and Mars together, even though it could be like really dramatic, but also probably really cathartic and necessary, because this is such a moon about honesty and truthfulness, and that, Libra that wants to be accepted and liked. There is this Aries moon permission to say what you need to say and not fear repercussion, because if you're fear that one wrong thing said is going to ruin a friendship, a relationship, a job. I mean, maybe, again, tread lightly. This is not legal advice, but this is for entertainment purposes only, as y'all know. So entertaining. But again, it's all feeling very Tower card. It's like, if this foundation was this weak, what are you even standing on? And the cardinal energy, cardinal being the modality of starting and going, this like sitting or waiting around for things to change or get better. This is just another reminder that it's really up to us to initiate, whether it is in love, in the friendship realms and family, of what we want to see back, what we need. Sometimes you just have to have the fight. And again, mindfulness of the punching down, mindfulness of going below the belt, cheap shots, all that. Maybe look back to those eclipse dates from when we had the Aries and Libra eclipses. That might be revealing some information. And I think with that, I'm complete. I mean, again, they weren't making much other aspects. I'm going to dig into the rest of the planets in this chart, heading straight to that Mercury and Scorpio. But that's going to be after the paywall. So if you enjoyed this, thank you. Please upgrade your subscription if you would like. There's also 7-day free trials if you want to check it out. So I really appreciate your support. So this is where the free section ends. If you are a third spacer, there's going to be more of this full moon chart breakdown after this paywall. Okay, I'll see you on the other side.